Melbourne, the major city of Victoria on the southeastern tip of the Australian mainland, is home to 4 million people and regularly voted as one of the world's most livable cities. Its architecture is unique and distinctive, combining the old and the new. And while its character has sometimes been defined through alleyway cafes and a vibrant art scene, this bright and lively city is designed for those who enjoy an active lifestyle. Melbourne lays claim to being the world's ultimate sporting city.
We have international sports people passing through our doors every week of the year these days.
Mark Harding knows this town better than most, as he's been a Melbourne sports journalist for the last 40 years.
It's always been a city that is passionate about its sport, and so over the years it's always produced state-of-the-art sporting facilities. It's always fought hard to get a lot of world-class events, and the people turn out in droves to see it. I think 3 times it's been named the sporting capital of the world, and you can make of that what you will.
Melbourne is the birthplace of Australian rules footy, one of the oldest coded versions of football in the world. And while this unique game now has teams all across the country, it's in Melbourne where you'll still find the most passionate fans. The heart of Australian rules is the MCG. For over 150 years, the ground has brought sport to the masses. This 100,000-seat stadium was also the venue for the 1956 Olympic Games, the first games to be successfully held outside of Europe and North America.
The legacy of the 1956 Games was magnificent, really. The MCG hosted the opening and closing ceremonies, and it's literally a couple of 100 yards walk from the city centre. And from there, a number of satellite sporting arenas have sprung up so that as a festival of sport, Melbourne can host 5 or 6 different world-class events at the one time, or within a close period of time if you want.
Such is the city's affinity with the MCG that it's been nicknamed the People's Ground.
Yeah, obviously I've got so many special memories here. You know, be able to bring your family here to watch the cricket and footy. You know, this ground just keeps giving and giving.
Right next door to the MCG is another of Melbourne's sporting icons, the Rod Laver Arena, venue for the Australian Open, the first of the 4 tennis Grand Slams.
Always respect to be back in Melbourne. I love the city and I love the people here, so for me it's very good to always be here.
Commonwealth Games gold medalist Anastasia Rodionova and her sister Irina moved from their Russian homeland to compete and live in Melbourne.
Melbourne is special. It's so many different cultures live, in such a small place. So you can go into one street and there's so many Russian stores and Russian-speaking people, and then you drive for 10 minutes and there's only Greeks or Italians or Indians. You know, there's so many different nations in one city that it's so easy to live here. Feels like all the people who live in Melbourne, they do some kind of sport, or they're huge fan of some AFL team. And you know, as you can see, the Australian Open, there's so many spectators and they really know what the tennis. And we always get really great support from Australian crowd here at the Open.
In some places you just feel like home, and I think for me that's the place where actually when I'm still in the plane, when I just see Australia, and when I'm landing, I'm just like, okay, I'm here, it's good. So it's just such a good feeling, and really nice weather and amazing food, and the life feels so easy here. I'm actually really enjoying it.
Home to another of Melbourne's international sporting events, Albert Park Lake is a public parkland which every March since 1996 hosts the Australian Grand Prix.
Look, Melbourne is the major events capital of the world. We not only put on great major events, but we run them really, really well. And I don't think anyone can put on a street race that showcases a city as well as the Melburnians.